Did you know that Major League Baseball changed their rules in 2023? Here are the 5 major changes. First, let's talk about the shift. Basically, that means that the infielders have to stay in the infield area, and each infield player has to stay in their assigned spot once a hitter goes up to bat with 2 defensive players on either side of second base. For example, the shortstop has to stay in between second and third base. Now you might be thinking why they made this rule. They changed the rule so the players on the field can't move in anticipation of the type of hitter at bat. For example, if there is a lefty at bat, before the rule, the shortstop and second baseman could move to short outfield to anticipate catching the ball. Now the shortstop can't move towards first base until the pitch is thrown. The end result that the shift rule hopes to achieve is that hitters' batting averages will improve and there will be more action for the fans. Next, let's talk about the second rule change, pitch clock. This rule has to do with how long a pitcher has to throw the ball once he's on the mound with the ball in hand. Before this rule change, the amount of time the pitcher took to throw his pitch wasn't timed. With the rule change, the pitcher will have 15 seconds to pitch if there are no runners on base. If there are runners on base, the pitcher has 20 seconds. What happens if the pitcher doesn't follow the rule change? If the pitcher doesn't follow the pitch clock, the batter gets an automatic ball. Why was this rule made? It was made to speed up the game, which is meant to make it more exciting for the fans, and the younger fans can also come to see the games. Not all players like this rule. According to David Offeld and Jerry Krasnick, the batter can get stressed since they have to be in the batter's box within 8 seconds on the pitch clock. Now I'm going to talk to you about pickoffs, a third way the rules have changed. A pickoff is when a runner is leading a few feet ahead of the base, like first base, second base, and third base. Before the rule changed, the pitchers were allowed as many pickoffs as they wanted for each at-bat. With the new rule, if a pitcher tries to pick them off or try to get them out by throwing it to the person on his team guarding the base twice and fails, and the runner gets to advance to the next base. Why did they make this rule? They made the rule because before the change, pitchers would take up a lot of time trying to get the runner out. A fourth way the rules have changed has to do with bigger bases. Before this rule, the bases were 15 inches square. Now the bases are 18 inches square. With bigger bases, the space between each base is shorter. This shorter distance makes it easier for runners to steal a base, which is more exciting for fans. A hitter will also have a greater chance of reaching first base, which means greater infield hits, which also makes for a more exciting game. Why was this rule made? The rule was made to make fewer collisions and less injuries. The fifth rule has to do with position players pitching. More players and teams want position players just playing their position. The new rule makes stricter rules for when a position player can be used to pitch. Why was this rule made? When position players are used as pitchers, the hitters are more likely to get a good hit off them, which is good for their hitter stats, but not for the player pitching. Also, limiting when position players can be used to pitch will help prevent injuries to the position players. In conclusion, the rule changes have affected the game in many ways. The new rules make the game faster, safer, and more exciting for the fans. Overall, MLB's 2023 rule changes have affected the players in very good ways and have drawn more fans to the games. What do you think about the new rules?